Hey, everybody. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're well. It's Saturday, so welcome to the weekend. Although some of you tell me you still study on Saturday, so maybe it's not quite your weekend yet. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you and your family are safe out in your part of the world. And I apologize that I'm having some various difficulties this morning. For some reason, some of my software just does not want to cooperate this morning. But we're going to push on through. We're going to see if everything kind of works itself out on the software side and just see where the conversation takes us. So, for those of you joining, welcome. I'm still getting a lot of new viewers, so very common to be a new person. Don't worry, you're probably not the only one. We always start off with our global roll call. That's where we ask people to introduce themselves. Let us know your city, state, province, country. Just a good way for you to introduce yourself and be part of the conversation. After that, I sometimes share an opening note where I give a different thought or different view of different things that are going on in the world of data science. And then from there, I open it up to you guys. You guys set the agenda for what we talk about. I love coming in here and not knowing what we're going to talk about because I don't know what you're going to ask. I don't know what's on your mind. But if you want to talk about data science, AI, a project you're working on, a book you read, whatever you want, I'm here for it. I'm here to help you guys. And also, we're here to help the community, right? The community sometimes also helps each other. So let's see where the conversation takes us. Let's see where we end up, and we'll just kind of go from there. So I want to do another quick double check to make sure I got all my systems running, because sometimes I'm telling you guys, you would think, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. I've been at this for 8 months now. You would think that I'm a complete pro at this, right? No mistakes, everything is down. I'm telling you, this live streaming thing is difficult. This is the most difficult job I've ever had. So um, I think I have all my streams or all my setup as they should be. If something doesn't look right on your end, please let me know. And I'll try to fix it, but I think everything looks good. So please start filling up my chat over here with your city, state, province, country. Just it's a good way to introduce yourself. Good way to keep everything professional. PVT over on Instagram. I see your message. Thanks so much. We ask people to introduce themselves, so let us know your city, state, province. Okay. PVT asks, will you train people who want to learn data science from scratch? Very, very rarely. No, I rarely take on a personal student. I do coaching and I do mentoring, and I'm happy to talk to you about your career and your plans or your project or things like that. You can find a link in all of my socials for that. But as far as individual training sessions or things like that, I very rarely do that. I've tried. I've tried to do that in the past. It's very hard for me to find people who are consistently interested in data science. I have had many scenarios where people approach me and they say, "Oh, I want to do what you do. I want to be a data scientist. I got these skills. I want to improve. I want to change my career." I've heard everything. And what I used to do is I used to tell people to go read 2 different books that I enjoy. And I say, "Okay, come back and let me know when you finish these books." And they don't come back, right? So I do the book because that kind of shows me if you're serious or not, right? So instead of doing instead of doing individual classes like that, I much prefer to just do the social media and the streaming that I do now and teach people that way, right? So if you do want to learn, go ahead and keep on coming back, keep on watching my content. If you want to get a coaching call, I do have links for that. So I'm happy to talk to you one-on-one. I usually run my clients through a framework that I have. happy to do that. But as far as individual students, very rarely, very rarely. Okay, so over on YouTube, is it Siddhant? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, let me know. Siddhant says, "Sir, I'm from India. I want to start a career in data science." Well, you're in the right place. This is definitely a data science channel. So Siddhant, question for you: why? That's another thing I always do. I always ask people why. So Siddhant, why? Why do you want a career in data science? I think it's really important, excuse me, for people to have a why. So Siddhant, if you're comfortable, I never force people to answer, right? So Siddhant, if you're comfortable, let me know why. Why do you want to why do you want a career in data science? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you'd like, Siddhant. But that's something I always ask. You have to have a reason why. So if you're just joining us, please let me know. Your city, state, province, country. We always ask people to introduce themselves in that way. Keep the chat professional. Siddhant says, this is something I would do for free as well. Siddhant, why though? Forget jobs, forget everything else. Just why do you want to be a data scientist? You gotta, you gotta have a why, right? So let's start there, and then we'll build up from there. Okay. Okay. So Siddhant's over on YouTube. So it looks like the YouTube chat is working. Let me make sure that the X chat is working. I'm embarrassed that the X chat hasn't been working. Okay. So Siddhant says, it creates an impact in every aspects of lives of people. Okay, but that's a reason why we need data science. That's not a reason why you, Siddhant, want to do data science. Right? The definition you gave me is why data science is so popular, why AI is going to help us, so on and so forth. But why do you want to do data science? Right? Rex over on Twitch says, good morning, everyone. Hey, Rex, how are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let us know how things are going in New York City for you. But thanks for holding down the fort over there on Twitch, Rex. I hope that all my chats are properly set up. It looks like Twitch is working well, which is great. But Rex, good morning to you too. Hope you're doing well. There are opportunities and I want to enter into the AI domain. Yeah, but why? You're telling me what you want to do, but you're not telling me why. Like, what is driving you to do data science? Because look at the sentence you wrote. There are opportunities and I want to enter. Well, there's opportunities in everything, right? There's opportunities to become a car mechanic, right? Like, why don't you just go look at opportunities in car mechanics? Like, you gotta have these reasons, Siddhant, right? There's a lot of opportunities everywhere. I've used this example before, and I was listening to a radio show. They were talking about how there is going to be this massive, massive demand in the next 5 years, for home healthcare workers, for helping to take care of elderly populations inside their home, right? There's going to be a demand for doctors and nurses, but there's a certain percentage of the population that wants to stay in their home, but they need a healthcare worker. In the next 5 years, that field is going to explode, right? So when people ask me about moving into data science, you got to tell me why. Because if you just want money or job opportunities, go learn how to be a home healthcare worker. Like, do you know how many countries are going to be giving out visas, inviting people to come be a home health worker? Like, that's going to be a huge field, like tomorrow, right? So you got to tell me why, Siddhant. You got to have a good reason, right? Yeah, see, Siddhant, it's high paying. You can't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. I mean, if you want if you want a high paying job, learn how to take care of old people. Like that's a massive demand that's going to happen, right? So Sadat, going into data science is a serious endeavor, right? The desire for money is not going to carry you through those times, right? It's a serious profession, very serious profession, right? So you got to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. You got to be like passionate about the data, passionate about the work. You got to be inherently interested in the work, right? Because otherwise, it's going to lead to a very short and very unsatisfactory career, right? Like you can't just pursue it or pursue anything because of money, right? It's not gonna be satisfactory. I mean, if you are going to pursue money, go for the biggest paycheck you can, and right now that wouldn't be data science compared to other fields, right? Huge demand in home healthcare. Like when I heard that radio show, I knew that was going to be a big field, right? Because you've heard me say it on stream before, but they're calling it like for the next 5 years, like before 2030. I mean, that's earlier than I would have said, but like it's crazy how much demand that's going to be. So Sadan, if you just want to chase the money, chase the trend, right? Because I'm assuming the popularity of data science is also attracting you. I wouldn't recommend it, my friend. I'd recommend taking some home healthcare courses, learn how to be an assistant and go pursue that, because that's going to get you money. That's going to get you visas to travel anywhere you want. That's going to get a lot of things and high paying, right? So that's my recommendation to you, Sadant, or anybody else who says they want data science. They're just not really sure why. Rex says all is well in New York City. Good, glad to hear, Rex. Sometimes I really wish I was there, because New York City definitely has an appeal to it, especially during the winter time, right? During the summer, you can be anywhere, right? But New York City in winter, would love to be there. Sadant says, I'm allergic to labor mindset. I have no idea what you mean by labor mindset. That can mean many things to many people, but data science is work. Data science is hard work, guys. We had that discussion just yesterday, right? Somebody was asking about, well, I don't always enjoy the model comparisons and the building and the result interpretation. Yeah, it's hard. I get it. Like I understand where that sentiment is rooted, why that person wrote that, but that's the job. Like what did you think a data scientist does, right? So, Sadant, data science is not the easy road to high-paying jobs. Data science is a lot of work. A lot of work. And sometimes a lot of that work isn't always clear, right? Because a lot of the stuff you do in data science, maybe I should talk about this a little bit more in other parts of my content, but a lot of the work in data science is just getting the sign-offs from people that you need, right? Like you can develop a model, spend all this time on it, but if somebody won't tell you, like, sign the dotted line and give you that check mark to move forward, you're stuck, right? You got to get sign-offs from your supervisor, right? Your manager's manager. You got to get sign-offs from model review. You got to get sign-offs from, sometimes internal the legal department wants to review your work. And then you got to get the IT approval, the QA approval. It's not easy, right? There's definitely labor there. Sadant says road to opportunities. Sorry, I'm not sure what you're referring to there. Sorry, guys. I apologize. It's very windy today where I live, and a lot of the dust gets built up. So that creates a lot of allergies in the air. So my allergies are particularly not good today. Banks, hospitals, supermarkets, automobiles, everyone uses data science or a huge generation of data. Yeah. But we're talking about you. We're not talking about data science. I mean, you came in here asking about, you know, getting a chance and starting a career in data science, right? So don't tell me the why data science is great. We all know that. But why do you want to be in data science? Right? I mean, look, Sadat, nobody ends up as a doctor by mistake, right? Nobody just says, "Hey, I think I want to have an opportunity to be a doctor." Like you can't, nobody does that, right? People go into medicine because they want to help others, right? Because there's something inherently interesting about the human body that brings them to do that, right? And then particular parts, right? Some people like not every doctor is a surgeon. Not every doctor works with broken bones, right? Like there's parts of it that they enjoy too, right? Stability, yeah, but if you want to chase stability, great. But that's not data science. Not anymore, right? Not anymore. You can go take care of old people. You know how many old people there are in the world right now? Because of the baby boom generation, the people that were born in the post World War II era all around the world, not just the US. Like they're getting older, right? Like there are very specific reasons why you could say, you know what? I'm going to forget data science and I'm going to go into home healthcare. Because that's stability, that's money, that's high demand, high paying, all that stuff, right? So Sadat, you're not telling me anything new. So, my friend, I'm not sure that data science is for you. I hate saying that to people because I'm passionate about it. I want to build the profession, but I also want to build the profession in a good way, right? Like one of the reasons why I started this is because I hate when people put those stupid shortcut things for becoming a data scientist. There are no shortcuts. This is a serious profession. When somebody posts those things, it cheapens my profession, right? Like I dedicated my life to this. So I don't want somebody cheapening that, right? So Sadat, it's all coming from a positive place in my heart, but maybe a couple of things for you to think about there as far as why you would want to consider this. So I think that everything in my chat is working as desired. So it's just going to be a slow day today on chat, and that's okay. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you all for coming. I also stream Thursdays through Mondays. This week's a little bit different because of CES. I'm going to be doing a lot of CES content. But thank you so much. Please, as always, lots of craziness happening in the world. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I'll see you next time.